share. Sorry guys, I'll take a second. Right, Roger, to take.
So my brain says that's one of those compound ones, but I don't remember what the second bit is.
Sorry, in this, you're right in terms of to take something from somewhere to somewhere, but this is a different one. This is like literally to pick something up, or take a photograph, or take a taste of something, and the infinitive is toru. Toru.
So I'll make the potential toremas.
Good, excellent. Torimas.
Then which one? So it's torarare.
Just make just a good step first, Roger.
Yeah,
is to make the plain negative form first.
that's it. Yeah. Tonnakeraba narimasen.
So we've got toru.
Sorry, yeah.
To make the plain negative, that final u is going to switch up to the top level of the hiragana and become tora.
Right.
And then we're going to put nai on the end, so it becomes tora nai. Tora nai. And from that we can make the obligative I must take.
Tonnakeraba narimasen.
Sorry, you got your syllables a bit mixed up. So
I can't.
try to visualize it. I know that I've said visualize it in hiragana. At least visualize it in sections. To, ru. The ru becomes ra, tora. Tora nai, and then this last bit gets the little e gets knocked off, and this is where you put kereba narimasen. So have a go.
Tonnakeraba narimasen.
Excellent. Tora nakareba narimasen. Good. Well done. For having a problem with that, Roger, you get a bonus one.
Nobody else might get a go all night at this rate.
Yeah, but we all get to watch you struggling through it. That's the important thing.
Okay.
So the next one is to pay. To pay.
Nope, don't know that one.
Okay. This is harau. Harau. Harau.
All right. So haraemas.
Good. Exactly. Haraemas. Haraemas.
And harawanakereba narimasen.
Perfect. Well done. Good. Harawa nakareba narimasen. Well done, Roger. Good. Good work. Next one, Annika. To buy.
To buy is kau.
Good. Yeah. Ow.
Kaimas.
Kaiemas. Good.
And kawanakereba narimasen.
Good. Kawa nakareba narimasen. As you've started drinking already, you get a bonus one. To sell.
No. No.
This is uru. Uru.
Uru.
But it's a group one verb, remember.
Uremas. And ura nakereba narimasen.
Brilliant. Good. Well done. Sorry, I'm eating crackers with peanut butter, and it's the peanut butter that coats the top of your mouth, so I can't now swallow.
No Marmite in the evening.
No, I'm not a dog, you know. Okay, an interesting point, guys. To buy and sell. So this is kao and uru when written in Japanese. The Japanese reading of the Chinese word, the Chinese version of this, both kao and uru are pronounced as bai. So if you're buying and selling, if you're in buying and selling, it's actually a verb, bai suru, which means you're in sales, bai suru. Interesting if you're into that sort of thing. Simon, you're next. To board, as in to get on board a bus.
Yes.
Didn't you have this one on Sunday?
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it on Sunday.
Okay. Oh.
No. Yeah, I vaguely remember the construct, but
It's
no.
noru.
Noru. Okay. Noremasu.
Good.
Noranakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Nora nakareba narimasen. And as you couldn't remember noru, you get your penalty to hold.
Hold, is that the same as lift? No.
Not really.
It's not ageru.
No. But I think you may already know this word from. No, we don't use it in the Joda. But to wait is matsu, and to hold on, and which is the same as to hold on, matsu, and to hold sounds similar. It's motsu.
Okay. So it would be mottemasu.
Good. Mottemasu.
Mottanakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Mottanakereba narimasen. Good. Well done. Thank you. Teya. To receive, as in receive a gift or something that somebody's giving you.
Morau.
Good. Morau.
Moraemas.
Good.
Morawa nakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Morawa nakereba narimasen. And because you're Finnish, you get the next one, which is
because you're Finnish.
Yeah. Don't call me racist. I hate everybody.
Naku.
Good.
Nakemasu. Nakanaya. Nakereba narimasen.
Very good. Yes. Nakereba narimasen. Means quite, like saying, 今日はなかなか寒いですね. It's quite cold today. Naka narimasen means don't cry, it's quite cold today. Okay, good. Thanks, Teya. Patrick, to send. Now, you should know this from Iaido, actually.
Not coming to me.
Okay, so when we step in such a way that our rear foot sends us forwards, this is called what in Iaido?
Still not coming to me.
Okuru.
Oh man.
Okuriashi.
Okay.
Okuriashi means not a foot that's late. That's okureru. It's the foot that means it's a foot where the rear foot pushes you forwards. Okuriashi. Okuru.
Okuremasu.
Good.
Okuranakereba narimasen.
Good. And as you couldn't remember that fundamental Iaido problem, you get a second one. To end.
Owaru.
Good. Owaru.
Owaremasu.
Good.
Owara-nakereba narimasen.
Really good. Yes. Owara-nakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Patrick. Tobe. To sit.
Suwaru.
Good.
Suwaramasu. Suwaru. Sorry. Suwarimasu.
One more time, sorry.
Suwarimasu.
Not suwarimasu. This is just the standard conversational way of saying I will sit.
Suwaremasu.
Suwaremasu. Good. Yeah.
Suwaremasu. Suwarakereba narimasen.
Sorry, can you say it one more time? It's just...
Suwarakereba narimasen.
Yes, that was a close hit, wasn't it? Suwara nakereba narimasen. Yes, good. Okay, good. Right, as you struggled with that, you get another one. To live. Okay, yes, we can use this one.
To live. No, completely still
Okay.
now.
So this is sumu. Sumu.
Sumu.
Mm.
Sumu. Sumemasu.
Good.
Suwa nakereba narimasen.
One more time.
Suwa nakereba narimasen.
Nice. Sumu. So think about. Go on.
Sumu. Sorry. Summa nakereba narimasen.
Good. Exactly. Suma nakereba narimasen. Good. Next topic. Joel. To rest.
I can't remember what it is.
Yasumu.
Yeah. Oh, yasumu. So yasumemasu.
Good.
Yasume nakereba narimasen.
Yasu.
Yasumema nakereba narimasen.
Good. Yes. Yasuma nakereba narimasen. Good. Right. We'll of course get a bonus one. To flush.
This one I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Actually, all of you know this. Is if you do the Ido, then this is part of the name of an Ido kata. Oops. Ukeru. Uke nagashi. Uke is made up of uke and nagasu. Ukeru means to receive. Nagasu
Nagasu.
means to flow off, to flush away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the flow is same as flush.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Well, actually, to flush is a transitive verb. It's something that you would do. To flow is an intransitive verb. It's something that happens to you.
okay. So it's nagasu, right?
Yes. Nagasu. Yeah.
So nagasemasu.
Good.
Nagasa nakereba narimasen.
Good. Yes. Nagasa nakereba narimasen. Good. Well done. Okay. Andre. To drop.
落ちる、
Good.
落ちれます。落ちらなければなりません。
Ochima. Mm.
落ちる
So if you look at chi on the hiragana chart, and you now go up one level to the air, what would you get?
落ちれます。
Sorry, yes, you're right. I beg pardon, I'm getting confused. Yes, ochirimasu, yes, good. Yeah. Sorry, it's not ochiru. Ochiru is the group 2 verb. Sorry, now that's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm also made a mistake there. Yeah.
落ち
So you've got a choice now, haven't you?
落ち
There's
られま
two.
す。
Yeah, exactly. What? Ochemas? There's no Japanese word with che in it. So we got a choice here, haven't we, for to drop, which are both terms used in the Ido. The main cut is
下ろす、
yeah, orosu. And what's this also called? So this is called kirioroshi, but it's also called probably used more in koryu than seite.
切り落とし。
Kiriotoshi. Yeah, so orosu and otosu. Okay, you can decide, or you can do both.
Okay, I'll do both.
Okay.
Okay. 落とす、落とせます。
Good.
落とさなければなりません。
Exactly. Good. Yes.
And 下ろせます。下ろさなければなりません。
Yes. Very good. Okay. Let's another quick one. To wear on your head.
かぶる、
Good.
かぶれます。
Yep.
かぶらなければなりません。
Brilliant. Perfect. Thanks, Andre. Asha. To pull on like socks or pants, or to give you a clue, a hakama.
Hakama.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I know we did it, but sorry, forgot.
That's okay. So the clue was hakama, because the verb
Haku.
is haku.
Haku.
Good. Yes. Good. Haku.
Probably hakemasu.
Good.
Hakenakereba
Good. Narimasen.
narimasen.
Yes. Good. Okay. And the next one, if you can do this one as well. Nara. Oh. Sorry. To learn.
Learn.
we haven't done it in this class, but you
We-
might have done it in your own
We usually
training.
use benkyoshite.
Yeah, yes, that's to study. To learn is narao.
Narao.
Mhm. What are you searching for?
Because we did similar
Ah,
previously.
okay. So what about owl?
Owl.
To meet. What would that
yes.
be in the potential form?
Narao. Narao.
Okay, Asha,
My jaw.
that's okay. So can you visualize the hiragana syllabary?
Okay.
A, I, U, E, O, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Okay. Is this in your mind or in front of you at the moment?
Mhm.
Okay. So anything which finishes with an u only, like na, ra, u, this moves up to e for the potential form. So this is narayema.
But this is not narawemas. It's
Naraemas.
naraemas. Okay.
Yeah, naraemas. Naraemas.
Naraemas.
And the obligative, I must learn.
Nara nakereba.
So
Nara
it's not-
nakereba. Narimasen.
Not quite.
No.
So the u
Something
sound,
missing.
the u sound moves up to would move up to a.
Narawana.
Or nawa narawa nakereba. Good.
Narawana nakereba.
Good. Yes. And as you perform so brilliantly with that answer, you get another one, which is to pour, as in to pour a drink.
Oh.
Okay. If you don't remember it, it's fine. I'll tell you.
Sorry.
It's sosogu. Sosogu.
Sosogu. Sosogu. Sosoige.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, sosoigenes. Yeah. Okay. So the potential form, I can pour.
Sosogemas.
Good. Sosogemas. Yep. And I must pour. Okay. Go ahead.
No.
Nivesh? Okay.
Just
Okay. So
Neve.
sosogu, take it up to the top level to make the plain negative form. So this becomes sosoganai.
sosoganai.
And then from there, you can strike off the last E and make sosogana. And then
Sosogana nakereba. Twice, huh?
no, sosoganakereba.
Sosogana nakereba.
Yes, sosoganakereba narimasen. Okay, Paya. That's okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna summarize this in a second, so it will help. Paya.
Thank you.
To pass back, to give something back to somebody.
Modoru.
So modoru would be the intransitive verb. That's you going back somewhere. But to pass something back to somebody, there's a couple of ones you can use actually. It sounds like modoru, but it's not modoru, but modosu. Yes, good.
Modosemasu.
Good.
Modosanakereba narimasen.
Excellent, good. And let's do one more. To thirst, to dry, as in your throat getting dry.
No.
Good. Nodoga.
Nodoga.
If I tell you what the phrase is, perhaps you can reverse engineer it to get the infinitive. It's nodoga kawaita.
Kawaita.
Yes. To say I'm thirsty. In plain friendly.
Yes. So kou.
It's kawa.
Kau.
Yeah. Sorry. So let me give you the infinitive to make it quicker. It's kawaku.
Kawaku. Kawakemasu. Kawanakereba narimasen.
Exactly. Kawakanakereba narimasen. Good. Okay. So guys, let me just take a momentary diversion from this. More because it's entertaining than anything else, if you're into that kind of thing, or if you've been drinking heavily for the last hour, then it's entertaining. That we don't have to remember every single verb and every single alteration of that verb in all its different forms. I mean, there are something like 400 group 1 verbs. So there's no way that you can learn every single version of every single verb. This would be thousands of words you'd have to learn. You might learn it if you were living in the country and it being exposed to it every single day. But you can't do that. You need to learn by learning rules and procedures. So just to prove that the procedure or the routine is the most important thing, I can make up a verb and you can easily, what's the word? Conjugate it or decline it. So my favorite new word is tiramisu, okay? Meaning to eat Italian dessert. Okay, tiramisu. Okay, so to begin with, what group does this come from? So let me go to Roger. Which group is tiramisu from?
1.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be 1, doesn't it?
Yep.
It doesn't finish with ru, so it can't be group 2, and it's not suru or kuru, so it has to be group 1. And then let's see, Simon, how would you turn this into the polite mass form?
Tiramishimasu.
Yeah, tiramishimasu. And then if you turned it into the te form, into the imperative, oops, sorry, I spelled that wrong. What have I done? Tiramishimasu. Yeah, good. And then what would be the imperative te form?
Tiramite.
Not tiramite, but tiramisu.
Did I not remember it? Tiramishite.
Yeah, tiramishite. Same as hanasu becomes hanashite, or osu becomes oshite. And let's see, Joel, how about what would be the I can eat, I'm able to eat Italian dessert? Oh, you weren't muted, now you are. Joel, are you there, Joel?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How about I am able to eat Italian dessert?
Tiramisu.
Yeah, tiramisu. Yeah. And Andre, how about I must eat Italian dessert, which is my favorite state of being?
Tiramisanakereba narimasen.
Exactly, tiramisanakereba narimasen. Any other transformations I've missed out? Oh, I ate some Italian desserts.
How about past tense?
Oh yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, let's do the past tense. So what would be the past plain tense of this, Andre?
Tiramishita.
Yeah, tiramishita. Good. And what about the plain negative tense, for example? Oh, we've kind of done that one, haven't we? But let's do it anyway.
Tiramishinakata.
Tiramishinakata ですね。はい。Tiramishinakata ね。はい。Yeah. So, we can create a whole new lexicon of words. We can make them up and we can follow all the Japanese rules, providing we follow the Japanese rules. Why not? But the important thing is that it doesn't matter what verb it is, the rules are going to be almost certainly the same. There are a few small exceptions here and there, but 99.9% of the time, we're just doing the same thing with, for example, hanasu, osu, sasu, tiramisu. We can do this. We can do this. There's another example I did this morning with the guys for the morning class, which is this was even better than tiramisu, wasn't it, Annika? Was it to call Jock, wasn't it, Annika?
To talk to Jock.
Oh, to talk to Jock, yeah. To talk to Jock. And this verb is haku. Shaku.
Shaku.
Shaku, ne? Yeah. It means to talk to Jock. Yeah. So, Taya, what group is this from?
Group 1.
Yeah, group has to be group 1. And Paya, what would be putting this into the polite form?
Shakimasu.
Yeah, shakimasu. And then, Asha, how would you turn this into the imperative, like, please talk to Jock? Your notes won't help you here. Go ahead.
Shakite?
Not shakite, no.
No.
If I wanted to say, please write, what would I say?
Kite.
Oh, no, that's
No,
to
no.
listen.
Please.
So, kaku means to write. How would you say, please write?
Kaite.
Kaite. So this is shaku. So this would become
Shaike? No. No.
shaite. Yes, exactly. Shaite.
Shaike?
Yes. This means to please speak to Jock. Shaite. And you say back, oh, shaite. Yeah. And how about, let's see, Patrick, how would you say, I can talk to Jock?
Shakemasu.
Shakemas. Shakemas, baby. Check it out. Okay. So look, we can, it's not about learning verbs. It's about learning rules. If somebody shows you a verb you've never seen before, as I've just done, you are completely able to turn this into anything you like. You can conjugate it and change it and transform it into anything. Just need to remember the rules. Cool. Right, let's just finish off with a couple of group 2 ones. I don't want to spend a long time doing group 2. Okay, these should be really easy. These are just simple rareru, etc. So, Roger, to eat, I can eat would be. Are you muted at the moment, Roger? Or maybe you're just remaining muted intentionally. So I can eat. Go on. Sorry, go ahead.
So, taberaremas.
Yes, good. Taberaremas. And then the obligative, I must eat.
Tabe nakareba narimasen.
Exactly, yes. Tabe nakareba narimasen. Good. Annika, to give?
To give.
Or to raise up?
Oh.
That means to stand up. This is ageru. Ageru.
Yeah. Ageraremasu.
Good. Ageraremasu.
Agera nakereba narimasen.
More time.
Agera.
You're trying to combine 2 different transformations. What would be the plain negative form of ageru? What's the plain negative form?
Ageranai. Ranai. No. Agenai.
Agenai.
Agenai. Yeah. Agena kereba narimasen.
See, it comes out if you just say the plain negative form. Good. Agena kereba narimasen. Simon, to open. This is one leaf door opening with one hand rather than like this.
No.
Akeru. Akeru.
Okay. Akeru. Akeraremasu.
Good.
And ake nakereba narimasen.
Yes, good. Ake nakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Simon. Taya, to get off, like to get off the bus rather than to get off with somebody.
Orimas.
Good.
Oriru, sorry. Oremas.
Yep.
Ori nakereba narimasen.
Yes, exactly. Ori nakereba narimasen. Good. Patrick, to be, this is a slight, I'm going to jump off that one and to watch. That's also one I'm going to pass on to a second. To show, there we go. To show. Mise. Oh, sorry, I said it again.
Miseru.
Yep. How do you know that?
It's like I heard it somewhere. 見せられます。
Good.
見せなければなりません。
Yes, good, good, good. Just for time, really, I want to just skip over to be, to watch, to be seen. Let me just explain it to you now. To be is iru, imas. But you can't have, you can order somebody to be somewhere. You say, you must be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So you can say, ite kudasai. But you can't have the potential to be somewhere. So you can't have iraremasu. It doesn't make any sense in Japanese. You're either there or you're not there. You can't have just the potential to be there. Unfortunately, quantum uncertainty doesn't extend to large objects like humans. And again, you're going to argue with me about quantum uncertainty. I'll beat you to it. I know the formula. Go ahead, Annika.
Yeah, the thing is, but I'm able to be at a concert, for example.
Yeah.
So
that would be ikemas.
Okay.
Ikemas, yeah. But remember, this is like to exist. So
Okay.
it's just, it doesn't really fall in. You can ask somebody's existence to appear somebody, but you can't have potential to exist. You exist. Yeah.
Can't you have it's potential that I'll be there tomorrow, but maybe not?
Yeah. Then you would say, I don't know whether or not I'll be there. You would say, just means not I can be there, but you would say I might be there or I might not be there.
Okay.
It just doesn't work in Japanese to have the potential iru. You can have the obligative though. You can have inakereba narimasen. I have to be there. Inakereba narimasen. To watch rather. The reason why I've skipped over this one is that this is a special case. So miru, of course, is to watch, but to be able to see is miemas, which is in itself a different group two verb, mieru, to be able to see. If I convert miru into the normal potential form way, it becomes miraremas, which means to be seen, to be able to be seen. And this is a intransitive subjective verb. So it means a mountain can be seen, for example. Fujisan ga miraremas means Fujisan is visible. So it just, by changing it into the potential form, it changes it from objective to a subjective verb. So you don't need to worry too much about it because you don't need to convert anything. You need to know mimas, miraremas, miemas. Mimas, I will watch. Miemas, I can see. And miraremas, it can be seen. You just need to remember these three. Okay, was that? Yeah, that's it. Okay, Tobe, to close.
To close. Haru, no?
Shimeru.
Shimeru, sorry. Yes, shimeru. Shimemasu. Shimenakereba narimasen.
Good. Yes. Shimeraremas. Shimenakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Tobe. Joel, to apply, like makeup or an earring or a draw towards somebody's face with a sword.
I don't know this verb.
Okay, so you do know it. It's from Iaido. So nukitsuke is made out of nuku, to draw, and skeru, to apply. This is skeru.
Skiraremasu.
Yep, skeraremasu.
Tsukanakereba narimasen.
Yes, tsukenakereba narimasen. Good, thanks, Joel. Andre, to receive, as in not to be given something, but to receive a guest or to receive an experience.
Ukeru.
Good, ukeru.
Ukerareru, ukeraremasu.
Yep.
Ukenakereba narimasen.
Exactly, good. Ukenakereba narimasen. Good. Asha, to fall. So this is the one that me and Andre tried to work with earlier. It's okay. I'll say the verb. It's ochiru. Ochiru.
Ochiru.
Yeah.
With C and H, ochiru?
Yes, C and H. Yeah, ochiru.
ochiraremasu,
Yeah, good. Ochiraremasu.
ochiranai, ochiranakereba.
So for group 2, we don't do the same thing as group 1. The ru at the end is completely removed, and we've just put nai in. So to not fall in the plain form would be ochinai.
Ochinai,
Yeah. And so the I must fall or something must fall would be
ochinakereba narimasen.
exactly, yeah. Ochinakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Sasha.
Thank you.
And Paya, to wear, like a jacket.
Kiru.
Good.
Kiraremasu.
Yes.
Kiranakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Kiranakereba narimasen. Good. Let's jump off the group 2s for a second, or forever, and just do a few group 3s because some of these are a little bit tricky and I want to make sure you guys know them all. Oh, I've clicked through the group 2s, haven't I? 3. So Roger, first one, to come. So what's the infinitive first, to come?
Kiru.
Kuru.
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 Yeah, yeah.
So dekimasu.
You're thinking of suru.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the other one.
Koreraba.
You got yeah, you nearly got it. Don't make the bar conditional. Just do the korare was good, and it just finishes with
Mas.
yeah.
Koreremasu.
Yeah, exactly. Koraremas. Good. Koraremas. And then the obligative, I must come. Okay, let's make the try and do the plain negative first.
Kinai.
Konai. This would konai. Good. Yeah,
konai.
You got it. Konai.
So konakereba narimasen.
Yes, konakereba narimasen. Good. Annika, to bring.
Motokuru.
Motekuru.
Motekuru. Motekuraremasu.
Motekoraremasu, ne?
Koraremasu.
Yeah.
And motekoranakereba narimasen.
You just do what Roger did.
Motekunakereba narimasen.
Not quite. So what's the plain negative of kuru?
Kunai.
Konai.
Konai.
Konai. Yeah.
Motekonakereba narimasen.
Good. Yes. Motte konakereba narimasen. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you said it right. It's just that maybe just your.
It could be that
accent.
I said it at the first time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe your accent just tends to tint or into a which sounds a bit like an yeah.
It's Eastern German.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, sure gonna. Okay, good. Simon, this is a slight different one, but I've put it in here for a reason. To take along. So the difference between bringing and taking.
Motoiku.
Motoiku, good.
But that's a group 2.
It's actually
group 1.
It's actually group 1. I threw it in here to complement the to bring. Yeah.
Moteikemasu.
Good.
Moteikanakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Motteikimasu. Moteikanakereba narimasen. Good. Well done. Taya, to do like walk in the park, isn't it, Taya?
Suru.
Right, you're not getting away with that easily. And to work?
To work. Okay. Shigoto suru.
Good. And
right.
I can work.
Jesus.
Okay, let's jump up one to do, to number 4, to do. So suru was the infinitive. What's the potential form of suru? If you say sureru, I'm going to have you thrown out of the window by Jonas.
God damn it. Shite. Oh,
No, no.
shite.
No, that's shite.
Oh my
Shite, you're
God.
trying to say. You're supposed to say it's pronounced shite, not shite. Okay, remember this is the Teo, remember this
Dekiru,
is the
dekiru, sorry.
Good, yes.
Jesus.
This is the
Something
irregular
weird
verbs.
in my brain.
Dekiru.
Yes. Dekiru.
Good.
Um,
And the obligative, I must do.
yes. Shinakereba narimasen.
Good. Okay, let's pass Patrick on to the to work one. Oops, to work. Patrick, to work.
仕事する
Good.
仕事できます
Yep.
仕事をしなければなりません
Excellent. Good. Well done. To study, I think everybody knows how to do this now. To train, that's pretty easy. To drive, we've done this before. These are all nouns and suru. So it's always going to be noun plus dekimas or noun plus shinakareba narimasen. But just to finish us off, Toby, to beg a favor.
Onegai suru.
Good.
Onegai dekimasu.
Yes.
Onegai shinakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Well done. Good. Onegai shinakareba narimasen. Cool. Good. Well done, guys. Any questions?
Is
Yeah, Andre?
Since we cannot use iru for the potential form, so if
Hmm.
I want to describe Schrinder's cat, the cat has the ability to live. So which verb should I use? Ikiru?
Yeah, living.
Ikiru koto-
Exactly. Ikiru or ikeru. Ikenai, ikeru or ikenai. Yeah, you
Okay.
can use this. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you'd have to do it both at the same time, wouldn't you? You have to say ikete, ikenai. You have to join it with te. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Doji ni ikite, ikenai. Yeah. Good. Cool. Simon, did you have a question? Was it
Well,
concerning
I'm-
Schrodinger's cat?
No,
No.
but
Okay. Anybody-
I don't know.
everybody's
Maybe it's getting a. It's not so important right now. But how is dekiru the potential form of suru if it's spelled with completely different kanjis? It's not recognizable as the
Yeah,
same
of course,
verb.
of
It
course.
could be its own thing.
Yeah, it is its own. It is its own thing. Dekiru is actually a group 2 verb, and if you want to say, if somebody says to you, "Can you do this?" and you want to say, "Yeah, I can do it," you would just say dekimasu. This is actually a group 2 verb, but
Okay.
the point is that it jumps from when you have suru, anything with suru, it's almost like a deferring that any time you have the potential form of that, it's got to jump over and just say, I am able to. So, I mean, this is the same in
bit
European
like
languages.
Mieru in a sense.
Exactly, yeah, exactly this. But this is the same in European languages, isn't it? We've got a verb to be able to. Now, what we normally do in European languages is we say to be able to, and then we have the infinitive of the verb that we're able to do. Correct? Like, what languages do you speak, Simon?
German, Swedish, English, bit of Italian.
Okay, so for Italian,
bit of French.
what's the infinitive of to be able to in Italian?
Io posso fare means
right,
I can do. Yeah.
It's posso, right?
Yeah.
Possare is the infinitive, right?
I'm actually not sure what the infinitive is.
Trust me, it says it's possare.
You never hear.
Trust me, this is the only thing I've studied is infinitives in Italian. It's possare. So if you wanted to say I can make bread, then you would say
Posso fare pane.
Exactly, yeah. So we would normally just change the would say I am able to, and then the infinitive of the verb. So this is the only kind of differences that we are changing the verbs in Japanese, except suru. So, but just in the same way, I'm able to, and I do. What would you say in those other languages? Because I wouldn't say If I were to say I can do, I will do the driving, I will do the driving, or I can do the driving, the do is replaced by can. So there's a verb swap there from do to can,
Yeah.
just as it would be in Japanese as well.
Can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. No, that's
Another
good question.
small thing, it's just to understand vocabulary. You said to fall was something like ochiru, or, right? But I've come across sagaru as well.
Sagaru.
Is that
Yeah.
also possible, or does it mean something else?
No. So sagaru is multiple. Is in multiple directions. So if you want to step back, this is sagaru. Sagaru, and it also drop down is also sagaru. Sagaru kind of means to move away from something. Right. So it might be moving away from its position in the air, and it drops. So this is sagaru as well. So kiriroshi and kiriotoshi, this is also called kirisage, kirisageru as well. So it's used in this as well.
Sageto.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sageto, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Sorry.
Antea,
is sageru more like lower down something?
Yeah, sageru is the transitive version of sagaru. Yeah, it's something that you would do to something else. Whereas sagaru would you be you stepping back or you dropping down.
But still lowering.
Or lowering, yeah. Stepping back or lowering down.
But can you also drop something? Like, I mean, sageru, like I drop a pen. Because to drop was also a different verb now in the list.
Yeah. Sagete kudasai. You almost certainly you can, but all of these different verbs to drop, because we've got orosu, otosu, and sageru, these all have got slightly different variations in their nuance. So, which is what I was looking at while one of you was answering one of the questions. So, I think sageru would mean to take something away. So even if you're dropping it, it kind of means it's dropping away from something else. So if you had a row of tins on a shelf, then and you want to take one of the tins down, this would be right to say "Kore o sagemasho." Let's drop it down away from the others. So it really means taking it away from an origin rather than just dropping something. So quite often, if you're in a restaurant and the serving staff member says, "Can I take away your plates?" they would say, "Sakete yoroshii desu ka?" Can I take your plates away from you? But obviously, as we've already identified, it also means to drop down too. But I think it.
I guess it's the same. It's in different directions. Taking away is the same as going down or dropping, lowering. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Good.
So, for example, orosu and otosu, which are both interchangeable in kiriroshi and kiriotoshi. The difference is this. Let me just explain. Otosu means to allow something to fall. It's almost like you're relying on gravity to do the work for you, whereas orosu means kind of for you to drop it, but you are doing the work for it, almost like an elevator system dropping down a lift. It means to lower down rather than to literally let gravity take do its work. Yeah.
Would it be more like a drag down?
Yeah, kind of. Or I mean, if to put it down like this could be sageru or what did I say? Orosu or otosu?
Yeah.
Otosu.
Otosu.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, takiotoshi, right?
Yeah.
The water is falling by itself, so
yes,
you're not doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, under its own steam, under its own gravity. Yeah. Taya, did you have a question?
No, just ochiru is like leaves falling.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah, yeah. Actually, leaves falling. There's a completely different verb. Of course, there's a different verb. This is Japanese. Anything to do with nature is going to have its own special word. For leaves falling, it's chiru, chirimasu. Yeah, and you'll find this in haiku constantly. Chira chira. Did somebody have another question there? Annika, dozo?
Before we had the word modosu for to pass back.
Yes.
But in the morning we had kaesu. It's
Yes.
Same.
Yeah, they're both group one verbs. So
Okay.
and they both transform the same way. Kaishte,
Okay.
modoshite. Yeah, and they mean almost the same thing. Kaisu, modosu. Again, modosu has a feeling of going back to its origin. So you might say to somebody, please give this back to me, kaishite kudasai, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's originally yours. It might be give it back to me so I can give it to Fred. Whereas modosu really means to give it back to the owner.
Okay.
Yeah. 難しいですね、日本語は. All these little nuances. But to be honest, a lot of these are interchangeable. Nobody would pick you up if you said, これ戻して and it wasn't theirs. Yeah. Cool. All
But
good?
it's theirs now.
Exactly, yeah. Or is it possession is 9/10 of the law? Does anybody know Van Houston Gerard? No? Okay. Then I've just sent me a friend
誰
request.
ですか？
Sorry? Van Houston Gerard. No, I don't know them either.
知りません。
Okay, should we do just a quick run through Tame that we did last week? I take it you guys have got no social lives, aren't going out on Friday night, are you? Oh yeah, we're in the middle of a pandemic lockdown, aren't we? What should we do on Friday night? I know. Let's do Japanese. Should we take a couple of minutes and grab a drink? Let's go and grab a drink, shall we? Yeah, okay, back in two. This is a much more sociable way to spend Japanese. Patrick, have you got to stay up and remain conscious after this?
It's 1 p.m. right now.
Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock, isn't it?
I need to
Cheers.
go pick up my daughter.
Sorry. Have a coffee. Oh, thank God it's Friday.
We
What about you,
robbed the Russian store. Baltica.
Oh, that's familiar.
Mm. Yum, yum.
Mm.
Cheers, Simon. What have you got, Simon? Looks Belgian, is it?
No, actually, no. I've got a beer from the Swiss Alps.
Ah,
from-
Spentella Mountain Pale Ale. Nice.
Yeah.
Is it hoppy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice, nice. What you got, Roger? Hobgoblin. Very nice. Tobe?
Romanian beer.
Ooh, Romanian beer. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds cheap.
I have no clue. It was a gift, so.
What have you got, Andre?
Boring Canadian Coke.
Ah, it is still midday-ish. Is everybody back?
And you have cider, your own?
Me? No, I've drunk so much cider the last week. I've got bored of it. I'm drinking some rosé wine from France when we went there last time. Yeah, it is possible to get bored of your own cider if you're drinking it every single night. I found out. Cool. Okay, let's do some revision from last week. We'll just do this a bit quickie. We won't spend a lot of time on this. Roger, you love being first, don't you? Do you want me to reverse the order?
I don't know. What I discovered was when I'm last, I get the really difficult questions that I definitely don't know the answer to. And there's more chance of me being able to do it, I think, on the first one, but you'll prove me wrong now.
Okay, let's try. So it's only Tame that we're doing like we did last week.
Yeah.
So I'll go to Manchester tomorrow to buy a car. Sorry, I'll go to Manchester tomorrow so I can buy a car, I should say.
Garuma or kaite.
So maybe we have to put the verb, which is the benefit, into the infinitive, into the plain form. So not kaite. No, just cow.
Cow. Oh,
just the plain dictionary form. Cow.
Cow. Garuma or cow. Tame. Ni.
Good. I'll go to Manchester.
Manchester. De ikimasu.
Not there. We're moving somewhere to somewhere, so this is not there, but
Ni.
Ni. Yes, good. Can you do the whole sentence one more time, Rog?
Garuma or cow tame ni Manchester ni ikimasu.
Good. Yes. Kuruma or cow tame ni Manchester ni ikimasu. Good.
Can I just ask a question here?
Sure.
For the we use tame ni, and then we use ni again for the direction.
Yeah, this is fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Or is it also fine to use air?
You can use air as well. If you don't want to, it is kind of weird to sometimes keep saying ni, like you're the knights that say ni. But if you want to break that, then you can use air. Or just don't use a particle. Just say Manchester ikimasu. Manchester ikimasu. Yeah. Okay. But to do it grammatically correct, then if you're going to write it, for example, then you should use either air or ni. But then if you're writing it, you don't have to worry about repeating ni. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Annika, this medicine is for curing headaches, or this medicine is for headaches.
The benefit is curing headache.
Good. Well done. Well identified. Yeah.
Oh God. Headache. Itai.
So you can, the really easy one to remember is think of head, which is
Men.
This isn't a kendo class. Atama. Yeah. And then pain, it sounds like itai, but it's the noun is itami.
Itami.
Yes.
So head was
Atama.
Atama. Atama ikami.
So this is a pain of the head. So we're going to put an of in there, which would be
Akama o.
Not or, but
no.
Good.
Akama no itami. Oh God, cure.
Well, let's for the time being just use it's for the benefit of headaches, because it can be assumed it's not for making headaches rather than curing them. Yeah. So atama no itami. And then? So this is now the noun in the benefit stage. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I must. Oh God.
Huh? Which one are you on?
I must. No.
Who are you meeting?
No. I mean the existence.
So you're just going to say this is. rather than I have or there is. What is this is?
Des.
Des. Okay. So
Akama.
sorry, atama. Atama. with a T.
Atama no ikami.
Itami.
Itami.
Yep.
Atama no itami desu.
You have a headache. Hang on a
No. Oh.
second. Okay, let's just remind ourselves a second. Just a sec. So the way that we make these sentences is something, and then there's going to be possibly a particle or not, tame, and then there might be a particle. Well, it's going to be a particle of either ni or no, and then it's going to be something. So in this first place, what kind of something is this, Annika? What is this?
The atame no itami.
Just generally, in a general situation, what's this generally?
So it's a benefit.
It's the benefit, yes, exactly. And then what's this here?
It's a necessity.
Exactly, yes, the action or the necessity. Good, good. So, go ahead. Let me just make some things a bit easier for you. Atama no itami. Now, this is for the benefit of headaches. It's assumed that when we say it's for the benefit of headaches, it means to cure headaches rather than create headaches. I mean, who's going to take medicine that gives you a headache? Cheers. Oh yeah, there is some, isn't there?
Yeah, but I'm not sure which verb to put at the end. So just
so the problem is you haven't even done this next bit yet. You've only done this part. You've only done the first something.
Yeah, but atama no itami.
And then what happens next? Particle tame.
Okay. I thought I need a verb before I take tame.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Atama no itami tame ni.
So what
The second part was.
Sorry, what particle? What P? This P stands for particle. What P should go in here? So I'm going to put tame in, but this P means particle. No. Right. Why is it a no?
Because it's a noun.
Good. Yes, because the atama no itami is a noun. Good. And then?
Was it buying medicine or taking?
It was. This is medicine for curing headaches.
Okay. So, yeah, medicine
is kusuri.
Kusuri desu.
Kusuri desu. Exactly that. That's all you need. If you wanted, go ahead.
Tame no.
Yes. Sorry, you're correct. Yeah. Tame no kusuri desu. We have a noun here and a noun here. If you wanted to be a little bit more precise, you could say kore ga or kore wa. Doesn't matter which one. Just here. Atama no itami no tame no kusuri desu. Atama no itami no tame desu. Hey. Okay. Do you remember the actual Andre? Do you remember the word for headache? What the real word is?
Zutsu.
Zutsu. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is its own word. Yeah. So kore ga zutsu no tame no kusuri desu. Kusuri desu. Hey. Good. Okay. Teya.
Sensei?
Hi, dozo.
And the
ladies
verb.
first.
Okay. Thank you. The verb for cure or
okay,
curing.
So, yes, we went into this in a little bit more detail last week, didn't we? So we say kore ga zutsu. So let me talk you through this, guys. The word to cure is the same as it is to fix, which is naosu. Zutsu o naosu tame no kusuri desu. But naosu suggests that it is, if you're doing surgery, for example, this is somebody getting in there and actually doing some sort of surgery, which is what naosu kind of means. It's like to stick a plaster on a cut, then you are kind of healing this cut by putting a plaster on it. But what we'd normally say when we talk about diseases is we wouldn't say naosu, we would say the passive intransitive version of to get better, which is almost sounds the same. It's naoru. Kore ga zutsu ga, because it's a intransitive verb. Naoru tame no kusuri desu. This would be the right way to say it. If you said these other ones above, you would be completely understood. And it's not grammatically incorrect at all. It's just it would be more natural to say zutsu ga naoru tame no kusuri desu. Kore ga COVID-19 ga naoru tame no kusuri desu. Kaimasu ka? 答えわかんないな。Okay, good. Taya.
Sensei?
Sorry, Andre, go ahead. Sorry, I forgot your
I'm just wondering, how would you say I'm taking a medicine just to get headache?
To get a
so
headache?
I don't have to work. Yeah, just so I don't have to work.
Okay.
So how would you say it?
You would probably say, I'm doing this for a headache to occur, to happen. So this would be, okiru. Zutsu ga okiru tame ni atama o uttemasu. Yeah. So okiru means to, okiru means to, sorry, give me a second. Okiru means both to get up, but in a different verb, it means to occur, to happen. Okiru. So if you wanted to say an accident happened, you could say jiko ga okimashita. Yeah. Looking confused here.
No, just remembering that it's okoru, but okay.
Okoru means to get angry. So you could say, I'm doing this to make my head angry. Atama ga okoru tame ni uttemasu. I'm making this to make my head angry. Somebody would probably understand what you say, even if nobody else did. Yeah. Okay, Taya. This wine is for the party. Oh, sorry, no. I bought wine for the party. I bought wine for the party.
Party no tame ni wine o kaimashita.
Good. Party no tame ni wine o kaimashita. Good. Patrick, did you do going to the Navy, going to university to join the Navy before?
No.
Okay. So guess what your one is? I must go to university in order to join the Navy.
So I remember it was Kaigun o Hairu.
Good. Yes. You can just use enter. Good.
Kaigun o Hairu tame ni daigaku I need to go to university.
Or I must go. I must go.
Daigaku ni
Hairimasu.
We use
hear you, Taya.
Jesus!
Would I use the same word?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so Kaigun o hairu tame ni daigaku ni
So hairu, or you can just say go. What would you use?
Iku. Daigaku ni ikanakereba narimasen.
Perfect. Good. Yes. Kaigun o hairu tame ni daigaku ni ikanakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Patrick. Tobe. This desk is for foreigners.
So the benefit would be for foreigners.
Good. Good.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's Gokakujin. Gaikakujin. Sorry.
Gaikokujin.
Gaikokujin.
Yes. Yeah.
So Gaikokujin no tamen ni no
Good.
skue desu.
Ah, nearly. It's uketsuke. Uketsuke.
Uketsuke.
Yes.
Uketsuke. Sorry, one more time.
It's spaghetti. Just say spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Uketsuke.
Uketsuke.
Yeah.
Uketsuke desu.
Yeah. Actually, guys, you all know this. You kind of know this word. We use it in EI. So uke is the same as in ukenagashi, ukeru, and this is the tsuke in nukitsuke. So it's uketsuke, uketsuke.
Because I learned skue.
Ah, okay. So skue means desk, yeah. But this is for a reception. Then this would be uketsuke. But skue is also yeah. Skue means like just a desk, whereas if you want to say this is a kind of an attended desk, like a check-in desk, then uketsuke might be better.
Uketsuke. Yeah. So it would be 外国人のための受付です。
Yes, good. Yes, exactly. これが外国人のための受付です。Well done. Good. Joel, this is the ticket for going to Kyoto.
京都に行くためのチケットです。
Good. Yes. 京都に行くためのチケットです or 切符です。Good. Thanks, Joel. Andre, I will call a taxi to go to the party. Oh, not this one. No, you're not doing this one. You're banned from this one. Stop. To cut correctly, you must hold the sword softly. To cut correctly, you must hold the sword softly.
正しく切るために
Good.
柔らかく刀を
Good.
持たなければなりません。
Excellent. Perfect. 正しく切るために柔らかく刀を持たなければなりません。Good. Thanks, Andre. Well done. Asha, do you want to have a go? Or do you want to listen? It's up to you.
Sorry?
Do you want to have a try or do you want to listen?
Maybe I'd rather listen.
Sure, okay.
I've only listened this lesson, so
Okay, sure.
I'm afraid I
No problem.
may not be able to.
Sure. Okay. Paya? Paya, you can do this one actually. I will call a taxi to go to the party.
パーティーに行くためにタクシーを呼びます。
Yes. 呼びます will be fine. Yeah. Good. パーティーに行くためにタクシーを呼びます。Good. And Simon, this is the brush for writing kanji prettily or beautifully. I leave it to you.
Was it Kirai?
Kirei.
No,
Kirei. Kirei is almost exactly the opposite. It means
yeah, right. Right. Can you say kireiku?
No, so this kirei is a na adjective.
Na adjective, right?
Yeah. So the adverb is
kirei ni.
Yes, good. Kirei ni.
Kanji de kirei ni.
So kanji are the things you're writing, rather than by writing in kanji. This is actually writing.
Oh, so because
kanji.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Then it's kanji o kirei ni. To write is kaku.
Good. Kaku.
Tame no.
Good.
The brush. I forgot what the brush was.
Okay. It's fude. Fude.
Fude desu.
Yes, exactly. Good. Fude desu.
Okay.
So one more time, Simon.
Kanji o kirei ni kaku tame no fude desu.
Perfect. Kanji o kirei ni kaku tame no fude desu. Excellent. Well done, guys. Okay. So we've now got 5 minutes to do the subject that was planned for today. Are you guys okay to carry on for longer?
Well, I still have more than half a beer. So.
Yeah. Before we carry on, Patrick, Andre, do you both? Sorry, I'm not don't want to be rude and try to infer nationality, but do you both understand Chinese?
Andy
I do.
knows a lot more than I do, but I do. I can read most kanji.
Okay, and Andre?
Yes, I do. I can speak Mandarin and I speak Cantonese.
Oh, okay, cool. Right, thank you. That might be useful for later on. Good, thanks, guys. Okay, so it's really, this is the 4th time I've been trying to teach this next subject, which is really difficult subject, not complex at all, actually really, really simple to use, but very difficult to understand why it's different to Tameni. So after Tuesday's lessons and running into a few problems trying to explain it, I started reading a 60-page linguistics paper that a researcher had written, in English thankfully, on the difference between Tameni and today's subject, which is Yoni. Now, their usage is really similar. The structure of the sentence is identical, but the way that you use it actually follows. Actually, there are no real strict rules about it written down in Japanese. So this person who wrote this paper was referring to another linguistics researcher, whose name I can't remember, but she was saying, well, this linguistics professor has said this, but actually Japanese people say this, so this rule doesn't exist, or the rule can't be used this way. So I don't want you to read a 60-page paper on it, and I also don't think that you need to learn the in-depth linguistics of Japanese. So what we're going to do is we're going to limit this use of Yoni to 1 or 2 different ways. Now, on the basis that it's really difficult to write about it because the rules are so complex and sometimes unclear, what I'd like us to look at now, having now taught this 3 times and run into the same problems again, is think about the exercise we just did. Okay, all this Tameni. All of the time, it was kind of, there was purpose and sometimes there was directness about it. So we can, not all the time. So for example, this is the desk for foreigners. This is really clearly something not Tameni. You know, Tameni in this case is about benefit and helping something. So this would be fine. Or I'm going to drive to Manchester tomorrow to buy a car. Well, Manchester's a long way away. I wouldn't drive to Manchester just in case a car appears that I want to drive. This is really talking about some direct intention. So if you've got this kind of either direct agency or direct control over something, or you've got this strong intention, a clear plan to do something, then your default should be towards Tameni, towards Tame. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that in it, we could have some English sentences, which I'm about to show you, where it's ambiguous. There's not enough information in the English sentence to decide whether or not this is saying clearly, I have an intention to do this, hence I'm doing this. So for example, the one that Patrick did, I'm going to university because I want to join the Navy. This kind of indicates a clear plan to join the Navy and go to university to join the Navy. But maybe you're going to university so that you were able to join the Navy, but you may not join the Navy, you might do something else. This is about doing something in order to be able to do something. So hold that point in mind as we go through the slides, bearing in mind that it took me an hour and a half to put just one slide together and try to squeeze in as much information about Yoni as I could. This was before I realized there was a 60-page linguistics document about it. So you'll have to bear with me because it's a little bit jumping around. Let me just move you guys over to here. Right. So what I'd like us to focus on really is using Yoni as to say, in order to be able to do something. There are lots of different other ways to use Yoni, but the one we'll focus on the most is in order to be able to do something. Whether or not you do that thing isn't decided. Just to say that yoni in a direct translation is a bit like saying in English like, not I like donuts, which is very true, but X is like Y. So swimming is like falling in water, for example, where there is some kind of similarity between something. Oh, here comes my little wine server. Thank you, Top Upper. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Arigato. Wine o nomu tame ni hari ga watashi no glass ni wine o susoide itarakimashita. Arigato. There you go. Right, so when we did tameni last week, verb 1 was to indicate the benefit, wasn't it? And verb 2 was the kind of mechanism to achieve that. So it really says that it indicates that you will do verb 2, you will do verb 2 in order to achieve verb 1, but it indicates some directness, some direct agency, some direct control, and some intentionality behind it. But using the yoni, and we'll look at the structure in just a second, indicates that you do verb 2 in order to be able to do verb 1, or in order for verb 1 to occur, even if it's never realized, even if it never actually happens. Forget that for a second, I don't even know why I wrote that, but I was writing it really, really quickly. But yoni, just like using it to be similar to be like something, can also be used to say that something is like something else. So a good example of this would be if you wanted to say, please do chiburi like Tanaka Sensei does, then you would say, Tanaka Sensei no yoni, so like Tanaka Sensei, chiburi shite kudasai. So this is one application. Not the one we're going to focus on so much today, but this is a kind of different way of using yoni. There we go, I've even said it there. There are other uses of your, and its use depends on changing the particles either side of it, which we'll study later. Let's just for a moment look at the structure down at the bottom here though. So again, and I had to cut this short because I was running out of time on Tuesday. Instead of saying the benefit, let's say the objective, even if whether we do it or not. So that we often put the verb into the potential form or the negative form. And then if it's a verb, then we won't have anything here. But if it's a noun, then we would put no in there, just as we did with tameni. And then afterwards we would have ni, and most often we would have a verb here. So it's a little bit unlikely to have a no and then a noun here. It's usually a verb when we do this. Guys, I know this is confusing at the moment. I'm sure it is, because I even confuse myself. But just stay with it for a moment, and when we do the exercises, it'll become a little bit clearer. Just to say, another use of it is when we're using something to become more like, then we'd often use yoni rather than tameni. But we won't focus on that today, don't worry. Now, what we're actually doing here is, and we'll see this with the English sentences, is that we're deciding whether to use tameni or yoni in order to make it clear of what our intention is, what our tone of intention is. If we're actually going to do something, or if we're just doing it to be able to do it, maybe to serve some other purpose. So let's use an exercise to help us understand this. Here we got some examples in English. So this is a kind of Iaido instruction. You must step forwards in order to cut the neck. Now, what I'd like you to do, guys, is vote whether you think this is tameni or yoni. So put your hands up now if you think this should be tame. So Simon and Patrick, okay. And hands up for yoni. It's actually a test to see who's here. Joel's just run off now. Maybe throwing himself over the bridge. Okay, so there's not really enough information on the English sentence as it is at the moment without any extra information to decide if it's tameni or yoni. If you're actually intending to cut somebody's head off, then it would be tameni, most definitely. But this is talking about an Iaido kata, and we're not actually going to cut somebody's head off. So this would probably tend towards yoni in this case. So remember, it's saying not you must step forwards to cut the neck. It's saying you must step forwards in order to cut the neck, which kind of means in order to be able to cut the neck. So possibly more towards yawny in this particular case. I'll get up early in order to be able to go shopping tomorrow. Okay, have a think about it for a second while I just drink some wine. Okay, hands up for Tamini. Hands up for Yorni. Okay, good. So again, there should be a split decision because it really depends on what you mean by this English sentence. Are you saying you're going to get up early because you are going to go shopping, or are you saying I'll get up early because I might go shopping? I'm giving myself the option to go shopping or not. If it was the first one, you absolutely are going to go shopping, so you're going to get up early, then you'd use tame. If you're just saying, well, I'm going to get up early, I might go shopping, I might just sit drinking tea for the rest of the day.
So if I can ask, the certainty of the first action then doesn't really have much influence on whether it's tamini or yoni, because I will get up is a pretty definite sentence, right?
Yes, exactly. It's the definiteness of the outcome
of the
or
second
the objective. Yeah, exactly. So the verb one is what's really driving it to be either yoni or tamini. You know, it's your true intentionality of the objective.
Because you could say that if you actually do get up early, then it's probably because you're gonna go shopping. Because otherwise there might not be a reason to get up early. But maybe that's a little bit, that's one step too far, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even in Japanese, you could use both of it. So if you were going to say, I am going to get up early because I am going to go shopping, actually you could use yoni or tamini. But if you wanted to really emphasize that it's because you are definitely going to go shopping, then you should go towards tamini, because there is some directness in there.
Wouldn't that be the certainty in both actions you take? I will get up early to go to.
Well, actually, in this case, this is saying I am going to get up early, regardless as to what the objective or benefit's going to be. So this first bit has complete 100% certainty about it. It's what certainty you give to this bit, the second part, which will determine tamini or yoni.
Exactly. If it would be tamini, then you had a certainty in both actions.
Yeah, although with yoni you've got certainty in the first action that I will get up early, but not certainty in the second action.
Exactly. What I mean, I might say wrong. I might say wrong, but when you have tamini, then you have the I will get up early. Then you have the certainty there, and I will go shopping.
Sorry. Yes.
You have the certainty even there, so you have two certainties.
Quite. Yes. Exactly this. Yeah. You're right. Exactly this. There's certainty, or there is direct control.
Yeah.
If there's an essence of not direct or no control at all, only influence. For example, I'm going to put this poster up here so everybody knows what time the concert is. This would be yoni, because you don't have control over the people who are looking at it. You might put the poster up there, whether or not people read it and whether or not it influences people to go to the concert at the right time is out of your control. This would be yoni. This is what I mean. This is such a complicated subject. If you really want to drag out some rules, then you have to read 60 pages of rules to be sure which one it is. But for now, we'll work on this idea of agency. This means control, and intentionality. How about this one? I will study Chinese in order that I can work in a Chinese company. Hands up for tamini. Ooh, one. Okay. And hands up for yoni. Most of you. Okay. Right. Yeah. Again, so Paya put a hand up for tamini. This would suggest that you've been interviewed and you've been offered a position in a Chinese company, but they've said to you, you have to go to university to learn Chinese first, and then you can join the company. and your job's guaranteed. This will be tameni, because there is some direction and some intentionality, some certainty about it. But if you just wanted to learn Chinese so that maybe a job in a Chinese company comes up, or in fact you might use these Chinese abilities to then go on a holiday in China, then this would be yoni. It's a focus on whether you're doing it to be able to, or if you're doing it to. Yeah. And the last one, I'm saving enough money to buy a car. Hands up for tamini. Hands up for yoni. Yeah. Okay. Roger, as a fellow omeletarian, what word in the sentence made you tend towards yawny? Let's see if you come to the same answer as me.
Probably enough.
Yeah, good. Well done. Yeah, that's right. It's enough. If you drop the word enough out of the sentence, then you would say tameni. I'm saving money to buy a car. This is direct. But to say I'm saving enough money to buy a car, well, this is saying it's enough to buy a car. Whether or not I use it or not is entirely to be seen. Yeah. So this might have this one. I know it's not very, very clear, but this might incline you towards yawny instead of tamini. Cool. Good. Right. That's really the hard part done. Turning these into sentences is going to be easy, which is what you're going to do next. Who's the last person to answer a question? Has anybody? Was it Simon? Oh, Toby. Okay. So, Joel, how would you translate this first sentence? I've got a problem of trying to move this window around so that I can see you guys. You must step forwards in order to be able to cut the neck.
Kubi o kiru yoni.
So let me just pause for a second. Remember that this is normally going to be the potential form of the verb rather than the actual verb.
Oh, so the potential of kiru would be kiremas?
Yes, kiremas. Good.
Okay, so kubi-o, but do you say kiremas or kireru?
But as you I'm sure suspect, this is a clause, a closed clause within the sentence. So this is like putting it in parenthesis.
Yeah.
The way to make parenthesis in Japanese is to drop down to the plain form of
so
the.
Kireru.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So kubi o kireru.
Let me just pause you there. Sorry, just to be clear. This is a potential verb, so not kubi or, but
kubi ga kireru. Tameni.
This should be yoni in this case because
yoni. So yeah,
actually going to murder
I said it the first time, but then I forgot.
That's okay.
Kubi ga kireru yoni mae ni.
Excellent.
Step is
fumu.
Mae ni fumanakereba narimasen.
Good. Perfect. Kubi ga kireru yoni mae ni fumanakereba narimasen. Good. Thanks, Joel. Well done. Andre, I'm not going to ask you to do number 3, obviously. I'll ask you to do number 2. Andre, you're still muted. Whatever you unmuted didn't work.
So I can use tameni, right?
Just for this exercise, can we imagine that this is because you're getting up maybe to go shopping, but you don't really care? Oh, actually.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a second. I don't remember which one I did as an example of this. I think this was tamini. Let's do it as tamini first, and then I'll ask you to do it as yoni.
Okay. 買い物に行くために早めに起きます。
Good. And then if you did this as yoni.
買い物に行けるように早めに起きます。
Perfect. Yes, exactly this. What did I do? I did tameni. Yeah, this because I thought this had some kind of certainty about it. Ashita kaimono suru tame ni hayame ni okimasu. Good. Thanks, Andre. And somehow it's got back to you, Roger. Oops. Let me just turn it off. Roger, I will study Chinese in order that I can work in a Chinese company. Let's do it slowly.
Chugoku no kaisha
Good.
ni
You're doing something in the company, so not ni,
De.
but de. Yes.
Shigoto
Potential for.
Dekimasu.
Good.
Dekiru.
Yeah, good. Good.
Yoni
Excellent.
Chugoku.
What's English in Japanese? English language. Do you remember?
Eigo.
Oh, actually, yeah, eigo. And what's Japanese?
Chugoko.
Oh no, just say China language.
Chugo.
Chugokugo.
Chugokugo.
Yeah.
Chugokugo.
Yeah.
Chugokugo. Feels like I should put a particle in, but I have no idea which one to put in.
So chugokugo, you're going to, I will study. So this would be chugokugo. And then what would be the particle to do something with?
Chugoku go o.
Good.
Benkyou shimasu.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Good. Chugoku no kaisha de shigoto dekiru you ni chugokugo o benkyou shimasu, which is what you said. Let's see if it did the same thing. Chugoku no kaisha de shigoto ga dekiru you ni chugokugo o benkyou shimasu. Exactly what I thought. Well done. Good. And Annika, I'm saving enough money to buy a car, but whether I buy the car or not, I haven't decided.
Okay. Kuruma ga kaeru.
Good.
Yoni. Money was.
Okane.
Okane o tamemasu.
Good. Yes. Okane o tamemasu. Good. Kuruma ga kaeru yoni okane o tame. So I said beteimasu, which is the present continuous, but tamemasu is fine. Good. Well done. Guys, do you want to do a few more exercises on this?
Yes, but I have a small question.
Sure.
So the particles before and after right now are nothing and then ni. Is that always the case, or just because we're only practicing with verbs, or does this only work with verbs?
So if we're doing this in order to be able to, then we don't. If there's a verb at the beginning of before yoni, then you don't need a particle there.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, if you look up to the fourth bullet point, Tanaka-san no yoni. If you're doing something like a noun, then you need no. But we're not going to practice those ones to be this like ones.
Sure. Okay, but the particle rules are the same as for tame.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good.
And Annika?
Is it the same like tameni, that you have the benefit and the necessary? So it's just another.
Yes. So I've slightly changed the word just so that we've got a structure to go to. So I've said for yoni we'll have objective rather than benefit, because it might only be your objective whether or not you actually do it or not, and activity in here. So yeah, the basic shape is the same. I've just used different nomenclature. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do a couple then. So what I'd like you to do, guys, is I've made these ones a little bit easier to decide whether it's tamini or yoni, but you need to decide for yourselves whether or not it is tamini or yoni, and then make the sentence up. So, sorry, who's the last person to go? Roger, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to take this slide down.
I think
it was Annika. Annika, sorry. Yes, you're right. So now I'm going to go to Taya. I went to the airport to meet my friend.
友達の会うために
Good.
飛行機、
No,
空港で行きました。
Not 空港で but 空港
空港に行きました。
Yes, good. And then what would be a good part? You've got a choice of particles for ao, but one of them isn't no. No isn't one of them.
あ、
Hmm.
友達
It's almost every particle except the one
友
you use.
達と
Good. Yeah.
会う Yes?
Yes, yeah. To is
Yes.
fine. You could use to or ni, but not no.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, one more time, please, Taya.
友達と会うに空港に行きました。
Okay, so you didn't use your or tame. That's kind of
Sorry.
Like, it's kind of like break. Fuck you, I'm not going to use them. I'll make my own vocabulary.
Yeah, just use random sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works every time. Okay. 友達と会うために
Good. Yes. Ao tameni. Yeah.
空港に行きました。
Yes. Good. Yeah. I mean, it couldn't be anything else but tame, could it? You wouldn't go to the airport just in case one of your friends arrives and you're there conveniently to meet them. You would go to the airport, and you wouldn't go to the airport just for fun either. You're going to meet. I know you might do, Annika. But you're going to meet your friend. So tame is the right thing to use. So there's intentionality and there's direct control. So it's inclining you towards tame. Good. Next here, Patrick. I will study more so that I'm able to always pass my exams.
Always pass my exams. ずっと試験を、pass.
Pass is fine if you want to, or gokaku or ukaku.
試験を合格するためにもっと勉強しなければなりません。
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So you chose tameni.
Yep.
So the actual sentence was, and sorry, I know that this isn't a memory test of the sentences that I recite. I will study more so that I'm able to always pass my exams. So have a feel of this. So direct agency is really one of the critical ingredients of tameni, direct agency.
Okay.
But this is, if you studied more, would you have direct agency over whether or not you pass exams?
No, it just helps.
Yeah, really. Yeah, so this is probably going to be, so I'm able to pass my exams rather than I will pass my exams.
Okay. Was Juto correct?
Zuto,
always? Yeah.
Yeah, or itsumo is probably a better one to use in this case. Yeah,
Okay.
itsumo meaning on every occasion, really. Yeah.
いつも試験を合格するように
Not
もっ
suru,
と
but
勉強できる
dekiru. Yeah.
試験合格できるようにもっと勉強しなければなりません。
Perfect. Good. Yes. Itsumo shiken o gokaku dekiru you ni motto benkyou shinakereba narimasen. Good. Well done, Patrick. Good. Tobe. How about? Yeah. I want to be able to speak Japanese. I don't even know how I do that myself, actually. Hang on. Yeah.
日本語が 話せるようにできる?
So this was one where I mentioned it really briefly in the slide, but I didn't go into it because I didn't even know what I was talking about. So I want to be able to speak Japanese means I want to become able to speak Japanese. So do you remember what the word is to become?
Naru.
Naru. Okay, and then I want to become would be
なります。なりて。
Not narite, but narita.
なりたい。
Naritai.
なりたい。
Naritai. Yes.
なりたい。
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So one more time. The rest of it was perfect, but can you do the sentence with that in it?
日本語が話せるようになりたいです。
Yes, good. 日本語が話せるようになりたいです。Good. Well done. Joel, please close the door so that it doesn't become cold.
寒くない。
Sorry. So it doesn't become cold. So again, we've got naru there.
Naru, okay.
Yeah.
So, 寒くなく.
So we can use the adverb samoku to be colder, and then we can use naru as a verb by itself. So how would you use this?
But you were saying so it doesn't become.
Yes.
So it should be. Shouldn't the cold be turned into samukunai?
No, because that means not cold. So it would be not becoming not cold, which is a double negative.
Oh, okay. So samuku narimasen.
Okay, and now in the plain form?
Samuku naranai.
Perfect. Samuku naranai.
So samuku naranai tame ni do wa shimete kudasai.
Good. Yeah. Shimete kudasai. So now this probably falls in the middle between tame and your, and you'd probably be able to get away with both of them. In this case, you could use tame or yoni. But so the only kind of question would be, how much control over whether it becomes cold or not does closing the door have? If it has almost 100% control, then tame is good. If it's something which is less able to be certain about, then you would use yoni. Good. Okay. Andre, please be careful so that there are no accidents. Please be careful so that there are no accidents.
Remind me what's accident?
You can use jiken or jiko.
Jiko.
Yeah.
事故が起こらないように気をつけてください.
Good. Yes. Yeah. So why did you use yoni in this case? Why did you choose this?
事故が起こらないように.
Yeah. Why did you choose your and not tame? It's the correct answer, but I want to. Yeah. Can you explain why you use yoni?
Because I want to prevent something, so something will not happen.
Yeah, but why not? Why couldn't you use tame in this case?
I don't know. It's just about natural. Something natural come out from my brain.
Yeah, it's kind of
to
like
tell me to use yoni.
This is the same feeling I had on Tuesday. Then I had to read the 60-page document to find out why. Annika, what do you think?
Because you don't have, you can't help to be safer when you be careful. So you don't have any might over it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have direct agency or direct control. You can take care so that accidents may not happen, but it doesn't mean that accidents still won't happen. So it's that lack of agency. Patrick, dozo?
So last week when we were doing tame No, we said the book to help you repair the car.
Yes.
But you can't guarantee that you'll be able to repair the car just because you have the book.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the only but it's kind of a directness of purpose in that case. That the only purpose for having the book is to repair the car. There's a direct benefit to be gained by having that book. That's how it kind of fixes itself, really.
That's more a lack of you, isn't it?
Could be, yeah. If you wanted to say, so if you didn't have any abilities to fix cars, and you were to say this book is for making one more able to fix a car, then you could kind of say kuruma ga naoseru you ni naoseru yo no hon desu. But it's more the fact that the book's only purpose, the book's only benefit is fixing cars. And it assumes that you're going to use that book to its fullest purpose. It doesn't really say anything about your ability, but if the book is used to its full potential, then you'll be able to fix a car. It's the only way I can explain it, really.
But just if you are able to read it, and if you're reading it. So
yeah.
It's maybe
Yeah, so like I say, it says
not a
nothing.
fantasy.
Yeah, it's got nothing about it. Doesn't this sentence doesn't actually mention anything about your own ability to fix cars, really. It's about saying, what is the book for? The book is only for fixing cars. The only benefit of the book is kuruma naosame.
Oh,
yeah.
And actually, when I think about it, we're talking about to fix the car, which is a verb. If we said to make the car fixed, then that's more certain.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You can't guarantee that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's only saying in order to go and fix cars rather than it will fix a car. So if you wanted to say this book is this book, what you actually, I mean, sorry, Patrick, to return to what you said, it's the lack of certainty there. But then you would be saying this book fixes cars. So you'd have to say kono hon ga kuruma o naoshimasu, which isn't exactly what you're saying. You're saying this book is for the benefit of fixing cars. So this is why it takes it into tameni. Yeah. There is actually, rather than just sort of saying this book fixes cars, there is another grammatical form which is like tameni and yoni, which is noni, which is also in this linguistic paper, which is much more about directness. It almost means I will use this book when I'm fixing a car. It almost means this. But actually, this grammatical form is not used that much in Japanese anymore. It might have been used in the early 70s when this paper was written. But now noni is only used for, as far as I know, is only used for one form, which is to say even though. Which sounds negative to what I just said, but it's used in this form. Well, yeah. Anyway,
and it's the most important word in Finnish.
Noni, what does it mean? What does noni mean?
It's a joke.
Oh, why?
There's a Finnish comedian who made a joke about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Noni. It's the most important word in Finnish.
Right.
Noni.
If only Yali was here to appreciate this. Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I have checked my notes and I have heard the comment about yoni when it's used, and it says that
noni or yoni, sorry.
Yoni, sorry. Yoni. And it says that if the subjects of the sentences are different, you should use always yoni, which is kind of probably the way the last sentence was.
Yeah. Hang on. Which was, please be careful so there are no accidents. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good point. And this is actually understood by natural Japanese speakers as being correct when they say it or not, but not written down in any rules except for, give me a second. Where is it? There it is. Can you see this old type rather than a payslip? This 59-page document lays out the rules for noni, and it's really difficult to remember everything. But that's one of them, Paya. You're right, is if the subjects are different, then yoni has to be used. Tamini, as I said, it suggests direct agency. So the subject has to be you, or somebody and the same person. Yeah. Well spotted. Good. Okay. Actually, Paya, you're next. I took a holiday so I could travel to Spain. Now, think of this as Tamini or Yoni. I took a holiday so I could travel to Spain.
スペインに行くために休みをやりました。
Yeah, yasumi or toru. Toru is fine. Yeah. Yeah, good. So why did you choose tame in this case?
Well, because it's like my wish,
your intention
to do that.
Yeah, and actually, if you look at the, it's funny, this linguistics paper I talked about, it wasn't about having general rules, it was having very specific rules about specific verbs and specific sentences. So in this case, I took a holiday so I could travel to Spain. Well, if it was yoni, in order that I could travel to Spain, the Spanish part becomes irrelevant to the sentence because you could travel anywhere. You would just say, so I could travel, if you were going to use yoni. The fact that you've said, so I could travel to Spain, indicates not an ability to just travel to Spain. It's an ability to travel, sorry. If you chose yoni, it means an ability to travel anywhere, whereas this is saying an intention to travel to Spain. So exactly, tamini. Good, thanks, Claire. Simon, on your 18th birthday, you will be able to drink alcohol.
Sake or...
I was going to say, can you just give me a second to go to the toilet, please? It's quite a long sentence to translate anyway. So on your 18th birthday, you will be able to drink alcohol.
I'll work on it.
おしっこるするためにトイレに行きます。I go to the toilet to be able to pee.
Didn't you just say to go to pee, suru, instead of dekiru? So to be able to, you have to say dekiru yoni.
おしっこする。おしっこできるようにトイレに行きます。How does that sound? I go to the toilet to be able to pee.
Oh, I just looked at this noni thing. Like some kind of Finnish comedian won some award for being funniest guy. Someone's saying that it sounds kind of like yeah, sure in English, where you can say yeah, sure, or yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's a whole sketch about it, or thingy. It's quite funny for a Finnish person, maybe not for everybody else.
Omatase shimaimashita. Okay, Simon, over to you.
So what was it? On your 18th birthday, you will be able to, or no, you... What?
Yeah, you got it. You will be able to drink alcohol.
Well, there's no action in the birthday, but...
yeah, so actually this means tameni is kind of excluded from this because there isn't an action. But think about this, what do we do?
I would have said the opposite.
So who was it? One of you, I think it was Tobe said, I want to be able to speak Japanese. I want to be able to speak Japanese.
So then you would use naru for turning 18.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, not just turning 18, but also being able to drink alcohol. Oh no, sorry. Actually, no. You wouldn't.
No, because you would say sake o nomeru. No.
Sake ga nomeru yoni.
Ah, sake ga.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sake ga nomeru yoni. 18.
So actually, that's Juhachi can be brought right out and put at the beginning of the sentence because this is a time reference now. This on your 18th birthday, as it's a time reference on my it's not grammatical rule, but I would recommend pulling this out and putting it at the beginning of the sentence so you can get it out of the way.
18年 sake ga nomeru yoni.
Hang on, sorry. So on your 18th birthday, you can't just say
birthday.
18th year. Yeah.
So you can't say just become 18.
No,
Naru.
you have to say you have to use years or something. Let me help. So you could say so 18 years isn't Juhachinen, it's Juhasai. So sai is the measurement for years old.
Right.
Remember? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you can either
but
say
you still
on your
need birthday.
Yeah, so you can either say on your 18th birthday or you can say when you become.
So you could say 18歳 sake ga nomeru yoni.
So let's either in this on your 18th birthday, let's either say let's use the word birthday or let's say when you have become 18. How would you do this? Let's use the word birthday first.
I don't remember that one.
Okay. So Juhasai no, so 18th. And then birthday is Tanjobi.
Tanjobi. 18歳 Tanjobi.
Yeah, 18歳の
18歳の誕生日
ni to mark it as a time period. You'll be able to drink alcohol.
酒が飲める
Good. And then?
Which is already everything I needed to say, isn't
well,
it?
That's kind of. It's saying well, on your 18th birthday you'll be able to drink alcohol, but it's kind of suggesting that it's only going to happen on that day. It's saying you'll be able to drink alcohol, but what we were actually trying to say is you will become able to drink alcohol, which suggests a change of state from not being able to drink alcohol to permanently being able to drink alcohol from 18.
So just attach yo ni narimasu.
Yes, exactly. This is the difference between nomemasu, just simply nomemasu and finishing it, which means on your 18th birthday you can drink alcohol. But then if it's not your 18th birthday, you can't drink alcohol. To a change of state, nomeru yo ni. Yeah, narimasu.
Okay.
Good. I told you it was complex.
Yeah, more complex than I expected.
Yeah.
18歳の誕生日、酒が飲めるようになります。
Perfect. Yes, good. You'll become able to drink alcohol. Good. Well done. Annika, did you have a question there?
But you can also put the 18 years old or 18th birthday on the second place because it's quite strange to put it in at the first saying and then when you get. So, but there's no rule that you can't put the 18th birthday on a second part of a sentence.
How would you do that? I don't quite understand your question.
Yeah, you said that you have a time reference. You put always at the beginning of a sentence, but it's kind of strange to say 18th birthday. You're able to drink alcohol when you become. So
sorry. Yeah, sorry. So this narimasu at the end isn't actually referring to the 18th birthday. It's referring to the change of state to be able to drink alcohol.
I understand, but
you could put,
no.
So you could say 18歳にnarimashitara or nattara when you have become. So this is like this tara form, but without moshi to make it when you have become 18. 18歳になったらアルコールが飲めるお酒が飲めるようになります。 But the Juhasai bit can't really go anywhere else really.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you wanted to take a sentence which consists of A and B and switch these bits around and divide them with a comma. So you could say, you'll be able to drink alcohol when you're 18, which would be saying, Sake ga nomeru you ni narimasu ga, sore wa 18歳の時からです, which is a bit awkward to say really, when you just put it at the beginning really. Because what you really want to finish with ideally in a sentence is the concluding verb or des, don't you? You never want to sort of finish it with some other details. Normally the details of the sentence go earlier and you finish with the verb or des. So in this case we've got there's a clause here which can't really fix anywhere else. 18歳の時に 18歳の誕生日に 酒が飲めるようになります. So we have a mas at the end. So this is really the slickest way to make a sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of strange if you have a different place where you put all the parts of a sentence when you speak English.
Actually, this originally the example sentence I made had the 18th birthday at the beginning. It was on your 18th birthday. You'll be able to drink alcohol. But you're right. In English, you could swap this around. You could say you'll be able to drink alcohol on your 18th birthday. You will become able to drink alcohol on your 18th birthday. Yeah, you're right. In English, it's interchangeable. It's not in Japanese though.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it is, but you have to put a massive pause in or some other extra words to say, but this means da 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 da. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's 7:16, guys. You've been doing this for 2.25 hours.
I was going to say that I actually have to go. So
yeah, I need to go and make some dinner. Thanks, guys. Thanks for staying for so long. Hope you found it useful. And if you want more torture, I mean education, we're doing something like this on Sunday as well. We might do a bit more yawning. But next week we're going to come away from this slightly blurry grey area and do something a bit more direct and applicable. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Matane.